Hello and welcome to Newsbits on Internet Television International for today, the 13th of August 2010. Thanks for logging on. I am Oluchi Madu. First, the headlines. NEC ratifies zoning, says Jonathan can run for 2011. Akimbola's trial unable to hold, and Siasia being considered for Super Eagles coaching job. All these and more in a moment. The National Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party yesterday, after its meeting, ratified the decision of the Board of Trustees to sustain the zoning and rotation arrangements of the party, just as it said that President Goodluck Jonathan should contest for the 2011 presidential election. The NEC members said that President Jonathan should contest and remain in office till 2015 because the present ticket was a continuation of the late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua. The motion for the adoption of zoning and rotation staying in the party was moved by the Katsina State Governor and seconded by former chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Tony Aneni. Rising from its 52nd National Executive Committee meeting held at the party's conference hall, the members also killed the online registration project of the national chairman, Dr. Okwesilieze Nwodo. Members including Governors Gabriel Suswan of Benue State, Emmanuel Uduaghan of Delta State, and Timi Presilva of Bayelsa State spoke against it. They reportedly argued that those in the rural areas might not be able to afford the 1,200 naira fee, and that considering the time frame when the party is preparing for elections, the project may not be possible. The arraignment of the former managing director of Intercontinental Bank PLC, Erastus Akimbola, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over allegations of fraud didn't hold as scheduled yesterday, as the judge attached to the case did not show up. Around 8:10 a.m., the counsels to both the EFCC and Mr. Akimbola announced that the court would no longer be sitting, as the judge, Justice I.N. Idris, who ought to sit on the matter, was away on vacation. Both lawyers, however, denied that the adjournment might be part of a grand scheme to downplay Mr. Akimbola's trial. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, played host to the Minister of Health, Professor Christian Onyebuchi-Chukwu, the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Alhaji Suleiman Bello, and their entourage at the agency's headquarters in Abuja. The visit afforded the Director General, Dr. Paul Ohi, an opportunity to showcase the activities of NAFDAC. In his speech, Dr. Ohi explained some of the activities of counterfeiters.
So, due to concerted efforts of NAFDAC, the incidence of counterfeit came down by 2005 to 16.7%. These are some of the ways that counterfeiters bring in their medicines. They put in different, they hide them in different packages, and sometimes they send them by airlines coming from China. It used to be that they will send these packages in, we intercept them at the border within 2 weeks alone.
On his part, the Minister of Health applauded NAFDAC under the administration of Dr. Ohi for her unrelenting efforts in the fight against fake and counterfeit drugs.
Apart from the hospitals that are also our own parastatals, I think this is the first parastatal outside the hospitals we are visiting.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, has assured that the Commission will reflect the federal character principle in its future appointments. The chairman made this statement when delegates from the Federal Character Commission paid him a visit at INEC's headquarters. Our correspondent, Shayo Adebumi, now reports.
Mr. Lekam Okoy, the chairman of Federal Character Commission's Judiciary Committee, said in pursuance of constitutional provisions on the nation's quarter system, the Commission issued a circular on guiding principles and procedures for recruitment into the federal public service. He said the Commission have received a number of petitions from various interest groups on the marginalization of about 15 states in the staff distribution of INEC.
All vacancies shall be advertised in at least 2 national papers circulating nationally, giving prospective candidates a minimum of 6 weeks within which to apply. At the close of advertisement, and from the long list of all applications received, A short list of qualified candidates shall be compiled for interview or any other mode of selection on state-by-state basis. Under no circumstances shall an unqualified candidate be shortlisted purportedly on the basis of federal character consideration.
In his response, Professor Jagan said INEC would abide by regulations on federal character and also promised to study records of his past appointment with a view to correcting any imbalance that might have occurred.
Responsibility to ensure the federal character principle in the recruitment of staff, and we will do our best to ensure that we comply fully with the provisions of the law. If there are irregularities which exist, we will make sure that we study them carefully and find ways and the means of taking remedial measures to address them. And I want to assure you that in the recruitment exercise that we are about to commence, having cancelled the previous one, we will work very closely with you to ensure that we have complied with the requirements of the law.
We have our guiding principles, we have our handbook, we have our monitor, and a number of other documents. In fact, the procedure we are talking about in the address contained in the handbook. If studied carefully, you will make no mistake. And we are really very confident that with your person guiding this commission, will ensure that you told us that the correct thing is done. These are the posts. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you.
May I also, on behalf of the Independent National Electoral Commission, give you a token of appreciation, basically containing also our own documents, which we hope you will find time to study. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Shai Adebumi reporting for ITI.
Now for sports news, there are speculations that Samson Siasia is very close to being named as new Nigerian coach after he opened formal talks for the country's top coaching post. Nigeria's Football Federation Vice President Obinna Ogba disclosed that the major deliberation of the Football Association in Abuja on Wednesday was the appointment of Siasia as Super Eagles coach. Ogba further revealed that no other coach besides Siasia had been interviewed for the job. Siasia, who led Nigeria to the finals of the 2008 Beijing Olympics, has been widely reported to succeed former Sweden boss Lars Lagerbäck, who turned down a chance to continue as coach after the World Cup in South Africa. And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of News Bits. My name is Oluchi Madu. Have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for logging on.